Well, certainly from our perspective, I think what we're seeing is many more innovative capital structures in the sector and looking at different financing sources coming into play together and effectively competing for a greater share of different transactions. So we're looking at a slight resurgence of the US private placement market in Europe. We're looking at more innovative junior or mezzanine debt structures coming in, along with the traditional players as well. But certainly the institutional investors are taking a greater role as they go into transactions looking for more and more yield effectively.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think what we're seeing as well is there are different opportunities for different financing products during the life cycle of an infrastructure asset, and those have traditionally been seen as separate credit events. So you have some financing for development, or you have a financing for an acquisition, and then later you think about refinancing those assets. We're seeing that all coming together as more like one credit piece now, with more sophisticated borrowers. They're more savvy. We're at the top of the market really for debt at the moment, and so it's a very competitive environment. And borrowers are able to lock in really good financing solutions that will see them through a long period of time. And we're also seeing a breaking down of the sort of traditional roles that different institutions have to play in that debt. So we traditionally saw banks financing developments or banks financing M&A, and then once you've completed that deal, you look for the correct long-term home for that debt, and that might be a different set of credit providers. Now we're seeing that all coming together with everybody competing for the same pieces of the pie, and it's an interesting time. It makes it very exciting for us, certainly.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's more about looking forward, to be fair, as an owner or a borrower of an asset, and not just focusing on the near term in terms of what the financing needs of your particular asset or your particular portfolio of assets may be. Trying to create sort of flexible structures which will allow for different forms of capital so that you can be ready to play the market, if you like, when the market is ready to respond. So I think certainly from our perspective that means more innovation up front in terms of structuring transactions, more readiness and ability to move forward in different ways, more flexibly, effectively throughout the life of the assets.
And I think overall it's a very promising 12 months coming up. There's a strong pipeline of deals. And I think we've seen from the conference and from the sessions that we saw yesterday, and I'm sure the theme will continue today, everybody's pretty optimistic, which is a good thing.